Alright, people, you're welcome to the Received Pronunciation with Kingife. For those of you who are new to this class, I bet you will definitely enjoy every bit of it, okay? I'm really glad to have all of you join my class. It has actually grown for a while now. I remember when I started the class, we were just a few of us, just about five of my students. But now I don't know. I mean, it has sort of increased, and it's really a good thing. Anyway, let's get back to the class. We're still looking at the differences between long and short vowels. And in the last class, I taught the use of I and E. Now, the short and the long vowel of it. And if you were not part of the class, you can go down, check the hashtag come to class with Kingife. You will find some useful classes that you'd definitely enjoy. Now, in this class, I will look at the short vowel U and long vowel U. Short and long vowel, and the difference between those two, well, it's not just in the way you stress it, because long vowels usually are they're usually elongated more than a short vowel. That's basically how most people get to know it. Now, for those of you that are able, this little explanation would definitely be helpful to you. So now listen. The short vowel sound, which is the O sound, it's the same thing with the vowel sound that we have in Igbo language. That's the we call it Odamfe in Igbo language. It's still the same thing, nothing different. So the Odamfe in Igbo language, that's the O sound you get to find in words like Ototo, Otali, Oziza. Now that O sound there is the same thing with the short O sound in English language. So you just have to know how to implement it, and it'll be a lot easier if you guys will just know that sound and try to put that sound in places where this O sound is supposed to be used, because that's where we usually have the biggest kind of problem. Now, so let's get to the class proper. So now, we will just look at the sounds. You're seeing it here, right? Okay, so we're going to take it in minimal pairs. I don't think I have to explain minimal pairs to you now, but just know it like this. The light. Yeah, okay, let's get back to it. Now, we have the O and the U sound. Looking at this words we have here, we have first full, and fu, soot, and suit. But then you see where I wrote British English, they still call it suit too, with a ye sound in the middle, suit. Then the following, we have wood and wood, pull, poo, could, look, stood, stewed. Now, the stewed here is basically American way of saying stewed. British people say stewed or stew. You know how you cook stew in the house? Americans would say it's stew. British would say it's stew. So just know the difference. But I just had to use stewed here for me to make the difference clearer. Then we have hood and hood. You know, when we talk about hood, the place where you stay, boyhood, childhood, also manhood, basically your hood, your area where you live. Then we have cook. I'm a cook, not a cook. If you say you're a cook, that's pretty much like an insult. That's the other one by the side. That one is cook, and the other one is cook. You're a cook, not a cook. Okay, you can do well and try to Google or use the dictionary and try to find the meaning of cook, and you'll be amazed at what you find. So it's very important that we try to adhere to these sounds, because sometimes when we think nobody cares about these mispronunciations, you may not know. You might be talking to a native speaker, and then you sort of call the person a cook and not a cook. You know how horrible that is going to sound to them, like you just insulted them. Okay, so now I'm going to just look at a few examples of the long vowel oo sound. Now the long vowel oo sound, a few of the examples I've got here, we have jewelry, not jewelry, whatever people call it, it's jewelry. Then we have brewery, not brewery. I think I've sort of I've corrected this before. Brewery. Then we have cooler, ruler, moon, use, food, blue, through, youth, move, tomb. And then finally, when you look at the tomb, it doesn't have the B in the tomb, is very silent. You don't pronounce it. So it's a tomb, not a tomb or a tomb. It's a tomb, just a tomb. As simple as that. Then we have lose. Lose, that is to lose something. I mean, something you have in your possession, you finally lose it. Yes, it has a Z sound at the end of it. Then we have loose. Yes, loose has to do with sort of, well, how do I explain that one? Untighten something to make something less tight. That's loose. It has a C sound at the end of it. Okay, so finally, let's just look at the short O sound, which I already told you. You can use the Igbo O sound in it, and it will still make sense. So it's woman, 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 not woman. It's woman. Oh, woman, what are you doing in my house? Okay, so it's sugar, sugar, not sugar. It's sugar. Pudding, hook, took, wolf, push, put, bush, bullet, wood, good. So you see, these are the ways to pronounce these words. Okay, so it's not good, not good, it's good. Good morning, not good morning, good morning. Alright, so you have to play this video often so that these sounds will have to, get stuck in your memory. Alright? Then again, if you have some words that are very difficult for you to pronounce, you can just, write it down in the comment box, in the comment section. Then I'll come there, I'll pick them up and make a list of them, and then maybe the next video we'll just try to look at some of the words that are hugely mispronounced. The class with King Ife is done and dusted.